Hello, and welcome to the Goodfellas podcast. The podcast where two mates talk utter shite for your entertainment.
Whoa.
I'm Shaun.
And I'm Clarke.
And how are you?
Good, thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Very good. Exciting week and
We
exciting
have.
day and an exciting bit of content to film, haven't we?
We've got some extra stuff going on. Plus, this main episode we're doing.
Yeah, obviously.
The little side segment / videos coming out as well will be very good, I think, this week.
Yeah, we are going to be doing we'll just do a little, a teaser preview trailer. We're doing a wing roulette challenge, and it's going to be tough. And Nando's wing roulette.
Yes.
We'll do this first, and then maybe, eventually we'll move on to, the hot ones, because you can get, the 10 bottles and do it.
Yeah, and we'll get, do it with guests and stuff like that. But
Oh,
we won't,
we should do it with a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But
Not-
in homage to...
Yeah. We're not
hot
trying to
ones,
take
not
it,
trying
no.
to rip it off. Yeah.
No, definitely
We'll do
not.
turkey drumsticks instead.
Giant. Have you seen a turkey leg?
Yeah, I know. Just get an ostrich leg.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, nice bit of weather, hasn't it?
It has been.
It's
It has been
about
good.
5-6 weeks of
It's good.
at least 20 degrees weather. Can't complain.
Yeah, which means that we will get another nice beer to go in a minute as well, to help you with that. But just very briefly, today's episode, I've kind of been thinking about, I don't know why, this week, the Oscars and films and movies and stuff like that. Okay, so I've kind of...
Yeah, love it.
I've probably got a massive list of must-see films I haven't watched because I know I never get round to watching enough movies or TV shows.
It's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, and you just pile up. But I still at home and stuff sing songs from Jurassic Park and stuff, and in my head hum them and that. Yeah. So it's just been going on in my head, and I just thought we talk about a few things from the Oscars, which people may know, but they may not know. Some have kind of tested your knowledge and my knowledge a little bit, and we'll talk about some movies, some near misses for movies which didn't quite get there.
Okay.
Bit of a Q&A, and we'll talk about some Mandela effects and conspiracies.
Do you love a conspiracy?
We do love a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And that kind of basically be the episode.
All right, lovely. Let's deep dive.
Firstly, though,
Let's get this beer out.
present you the beer. This one I can pronounce correct. So it is from Germany.
All right, well, I'm surprised you're saying that then.
This is the Schneider's. Schneider's Hells.
Oh, look at that bottle. Landbrauerei, George Schneider and
Aus
Son.
dem Husenbeons.
Sorry.
Yeah, we are butchering this.
That is a beautiful looking
To any
bottle.
Germans out there.
Yeah, look at my bottle. Yeah.
4.9%.
4.9. The bottles as well. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not used to it. Cheers,
Yeah.
brother. It's just that bit.
They are nice.
Delicious. It's the pour off.
It's a competition every week. Who's
And
gonna
every
win
week
it?
I
ASMR.
smash it. ASMR.
I didn't do the bottle opening there.
Oh, is that right into the
Build.
almost? Oh, nice. That is proper.
That is actually probably first time I think we've.
Nailed it.
I reckon we're even.
Yeah, pretty much. Cheers, dog.
Yeah, cheers. First sip. Let's
Nice
go.
gold crisp colour in it.
It was a gold crisp color.
I'm sorry. It's every time.
Every week it's just
It's
unbelievable.
every time. Beers of Europe have done it again with their...
Choice of beers
Oh.
I can get, yeah. We'll go into a few details of this beer as we always do, roughly about halfway through.
But it is it's a really, really nice,
light, refreshing
clean
one,
looking bottle, isn't it?
It is.
1928.
Yeah.
Schniffen, Schuckschnachten. It's not actually German, but yeah, lush.
Yeah. So we'll get into the episode. When you kind of think prestigious movie awards, what comes to mind for you?
Well, yeah, obviously the Oscars.
Yeah, Academy Awards.
And what's the Golden Globes?
Golden Globes and stuff like that, yeah.
And specifically Ricky Gervais's unbelievable 5 years as the presenter.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
we can talk about that.
Yeah, obviously we've all seen Oscar things that have happened and stuff, but it's prestige, isn't it?
Yeah, it's prestige.
Bit of a
And
load of BS, but it's still cool to watch.
yeah, it's just recognising the movies and obviously people know, obviously. So I was kind of going to look at the last kind of maybe 30 years, kind of 1995 onwards, because we're late 80s babies.
88, yeah, 80s baby.
And probably when we probably watched our movies was probably about 5 or
Yeah,
6-ish,
yeah,
kids
yeah.
movies and stuff and that.
Yeah,
So,
that we can start to recollect.
So I didn't know because I've actually never really gone into it before. But the first awarded in 1929,
Yeah.
and it was they're typically held in February and March,
Clark Gable.
marking kind of the end of awards season. But the first winner for Best Picture was Wings. 1927 1928 when the movie came out.
Yeah.
It's a silent World War One drama.
Wow. It's going to be highly popular, isn't it?
Yeah, the core idea still the same. Obviously recognizing the excellent kind of the movie, but can you imagine like a silent movie now?
I know.
Obviously, it was like the thing at the time, wasn't it? But like sitting
It's
there
like
with
Laurel and Hardy, a lot of their stuff.
yeah,
was
like
silent.
the comedy things and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's just a bizarre watch, isn't it? When you've never known it.
I suppose for then as well, they've never had like someone's brought out obviously movies, but like you've never had a movie with kind of animations and music and speaking. So it's like that was the first thing.
Sound effects and stuff like that.
Just like, oh my god, this is like
yeah,
probably felt normal. Whereas we're looking thinking, oh, a silent movie.
Yeah,
like,
I know. How bizarre.
Yeah. What's the kind of film that?
Yeah.
So in terms of Oscar records, okay, for dominance and the legends. So who do you think's had the most wins individual?
Could this be any sort of? It could be a producer. It could be that.
Yes,
Walt Disney.
it is indeed Walt Disney. Yeah.
Yeah.
Staggering, mind.
70?
26 Oscars, 22 competitive, and 4 have been honorary.
Yeah, it's no
And that's
surprise.
from 59 nominations.
Yeah.
So almost half
Yeah,
of
it's
the nominations
amazing.
he's won.
Yeah, I had read that up somewhere.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's just purely animation films. It's not, doing a normal film. Kind
Yeah,
of
but
thing,
look
so.
at what they've created, like Walt Disney World and like
unbelievable.
Disneyland Paris, like the worlds they've created from it.
And the characters,
Everyone
and the
knows
characters, you
the
think like
characters.
from when they came out, like Snow White and that, like
Mickey Mouse.
kids now still
Yeah.
recognise and watch.
Like, you
wanna
know
be,
those eras anywhere from Mickey
yeah,
Mouse, don't
exactly.
you? And then obviously, and then you got more recent, but still like old school, like Dumbo, Lion King, Aladdin, like Ariel, Little Mermaid,
Yeah,
Snow White, like it's loads.
and then all the latest Disney films,
All the
as well,
latest,
stuff,
yeah.
and stuff, which have been great.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know? I didn't actually know this. This is weird. Why I didn't know it. The most wins for a film. Named it for a film.
Lord of the Rings.
Which one?
I'm gonna say, and I reckon I'm gonna be right. Return of the King.
It is Return of the King.
Yeah.
But it was also joint top with 2 other movies. Can you name those 2 movies?
Any of the other 2 Lord of the Rings?
No, they're not Lord of the Rings.
Titanic.
Titanic is the other one. And one more.
How old?
50s.
I know the film. Oh, I think the main actor is Clark Gable. It's. Is there like some sort of bird in the title of the film?
Not Bird, no.
Oh, it's like Gone with the Wind or something like that.
No.
Oh, you say it, I know it.
Ben-Hur.
No, I wouldn't have known.
No.
No.
Yeah, Ben-Hur in
Ben-Hur.
1959. So obviously it was like gladiators, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
chariot
yeah.
race and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's obviously known for its kind of the chariot race
Wow.
kind of sequence.
I wouldn't have expected
Dominated
that.
the ceremony, winning 11 of its 12 nominations.
Yeah, amazing. Just like
Obviously,
Return of the King.
Titanic, obviously, which everyone knows, romantic film on the ship,
Yeah.
famous ship, which obviously crashed.
And he had fucking
One.
space on that door.
11 of its 14 nominations.
And Lord of the Rings,
And The Lord of the Rings had a perfect sweep, winning 11 of its nominations.
which solidifies it as the greatest films that have ever been created.
And
Bar none.
I think, to be fair, when you think,
And I'd say that was the worst of the 3.
yeah, I think a lot of people probably would say Two Towers is probably the best one. Like, I know that's my favourite one.
Yeah.
But I think for when those movies came out and Jackson did it, the books not widely recognised because it's like a fantasy book.
They
obviously.
definitely weren't.
People would have known it, or some people would have read it and stuff like that. But to come out and do like a fantasy kind of world,
Yeah.
you've got elves and dwarves, you've got kind of like a bit
Orcs,
of magic, and
trolls,
stuff.
yeah.
But the whole thing, and then that's just, I don't know. It's a bit like when Harry Potter came out and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just like a fantasy world. It's not kind of based on true events,
No.
and it's just gravitated, and people just like, oh my god, this is amazing and love. And it's like,
It's because of like obviously the storyline, obviously, but it's like that main center goal that they've got to get to, and you've got all the different things of trying to make it happen, It's just phenomenal, and they could not have cast it better.
No.
There's not one person where you could have said, "Oh, they should have been cast different." Maybe just Sauron's eye, but that was it.
Just Sauron's eye. But you say
Yeah.
that, and there's like, I was looking at some stuff as well the other week and that, and I haven't got it on here, but maybe we'll pick up another one. Kind of people who were cast for a role but never got it, and it ended up going to the person who it was, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" Like recognise him there. But then it's like, "Oh, could you imagine that the other person
Yeah.
who was originally cast
Well,
be in that role?"
I know, yeah. Well, now you couldn't, but I think Russell Crowe is famous, and Leonardo DiCaprio for turning down roles that they've been given.
Yeah,
And like Russell Crowe, I'm sure he was Dark Knight, Batman,
yeah. There was
loads.
Matt Damon turned down Avatar.
Oh,
So
did he?
he was up for Avatar, and then obviously they gave it to.
Oh yeah, I've seen a clip of that.
Yeah, and they offered him the percentage, like 10% of takings.
And it would have been 300 million.
Yeah, and he was like, "I want to stick with the Bourne kind of franchise," which is
Which-
not a bad thing, yeah,
But,
100%.
He's done
But
amazing.
turn
Like,
it down,
yeah.
you think like that money kind of stuff, and it went to I can't remember his name of the actor now.
Jake, not Jake. It's not
No,
Jake.
it was something
Aussie.
Chris.
It's the Aussie. Nah.
I can't remember. off the top of my head.
I
It
will
bugged me.
research while you
research what you do that. But yeah, so those were the three movies which have got the 11 awards on the night.
Yeah,
joint third.
amazing.
So most acting wins. Okay, so for an actress,
Sorry, Sam Worthington.
Sam Worthington. That's it. Okay.
His name in the film is Jake. Yeah.
So most acting wins then for an actress.
Actress.
Have a guess.
Helen Mirren.
No, it is
Audrey Hepburn.
Catherine Hepburn.
Oh,
Holds the record for best actress with 4 wins.
that's not the same person, is it? We're not being
don't
dumb here, are we?
I don't know, maybe not, but it was for Morning Glory, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, The Lion in Winter, and on Golden Pond. I know, I thought that.
No, yeah, no. It's
Yeah, it's different, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sisters then.
Yeah, imagine if
Well,
they
so-
are. Yeah.
We're having it, but anyway, yeah, so she's got the most
For women?
best actress for women.
Wow.
So for male actors, for best actor.
Let me have 3 guesses,
Go on then.
because there's a couple in my mind. Daniel Day-Lewis.
You got it there.
All right,
Daniel
yeah.
Day-Lewis.
Unbelievable actor.
With 3, My Left Foot,
My left foot.
There Will Be Blood.
There were Last of the Mohicans.
No, it begins with L.
F-
American President.
yeah.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
Okay.
How he didn't get one for Gangs of New York,
I know.
mate?
Can you? I
Bill-
saw a clip
Bill
of
the
that
Butcher.
when was it DiCaprio? Was it DiCaprio in it? Yeah. And Scorsese, wasn't it?
Yeah, Scorsese.
Asked him to go and talk to Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
And he was like,
To recruit him.
And he went and spoke to him, and the whole kind of concept of the conversation was like, he was like, I don't want to do it and let Scorsese down.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
do him an injustice.
Yeah, that's it.
And,
then,
DiCaprio was like, I think you'll be all right, mate.
Mate,
He's
what
like
a movie.
a legend. Like he honestly, he really does. Like people say, there are a lot of good actors, but you can still see the actor in there.
Yeah.
With Daniel Day-Lewis, like you can't recognize him in the roles.
yeah.
He's amazing.
There's obviously 2 other people. So Jack Nicholson and Walter Brennan also have 3 acting Oscars, but Day-Lewis is the only one who's got 3 best acting Oscars,
Fair play.
including supporting actor wins. Okay.
Fair play.
And then overall acting nominee. So someone who's been nominated the most.
Give me 3 guesses again.
It can be it's girl or woman or man.
This is probably going to be a woman then. I'm going to say someone like Al Pacino.
No.
De Niro?
Nope.
Denzel?
No. That's your 3 guesses. You're going to kick yourself because you said her name already, Meryl Streep.
Right, okay.
So she's been most acting nominations are 21 nominations. She won 3 times, 2 Best Actress, 1 Best Supporting Actress. She's close behind. Hepburn.
Yeah.
And then you probably won't get this, but in terms of directors, most directing wins.
Not Spielberg?
Nope.
Not Tarantino?
Nope.
I was going to go for the guy who directed, but it's not going to be him. Not sure.
John Ford.
Oh.
So I'm not too familiar, but apparently the 4 Best Director wins was for 4 movies: The Informer, The Grapes of Wrath, How Green Was My Valley, and The Quiet Man. So I can
Wow.
only assume they must be a lot older.
Yeah,
films,
yeah.
Like, before our time.
Yeah, clearly. The Informer.
Okay, so for the last 30 years, kind of best picture debates now. Okay, so this is where your movies get voted and stuff and that.
Yeah.
It's always kind of like intense debates. Who should have won? Who shouldn't have won? Kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
And there's a few on here. I'm thinking, whew, like they're close. So I'm going to roll back to 1994. You've got Forrest Gump versus Pulp Fiction versus The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know the winner of that one?
Surely it had to have been, but it probably wasn't Shawshank. It was Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah.
There's no.
Which, oh my god, what a movie
Yeah, they
that
all
was.
three are.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
three are. But
Unbelievable.
Shawshank's been voted one of the greatest films ever.
Because obviously that's Morgan Freeman. And Alan, is it something? No,
I don't know.
We're really bad at this, aren't we?
Sorry.
But a great film, obviously, the prison setting.
Amazing.
And, obviously when he gets
the storyline.
he does all the counts, does all the counting, and then he gets like the bottles of beers for them all out and stuff and that. But the whole storyline's great. Pulp Fiction, obviously, being
amazing,
an unbelievable film. Travolta and Samuel Jackson, isn't it?
Yeah, we got Bruce Willis. We had she's Kill Bill.
Uma Thurman.
But loads of like actors are on the up and coming in that film.
Yeah. And then obviously Forrest Gump with obviously
Tom Hanks.
And I think one of those other ones we mentioned earlier, someone else was cast to be Forrest Gump before Tom Hanks.
Oh, he was,
I can't remember what the name was, but I was like, oh man, I couldn't imagine that one. But
no way.
Unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
like such a simple. I mean, I suppose when you look at it for that winning over like a Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption, probably at the time, Forrest Gump's like, what is this movie? It's just a guy. I just keep on running. And stuff like, and
no, I can see the romance for it because he's obviously like he wasn't quite fully there, was he? But he was a war hero, and stuff, and he had like some
ping pong,
amazing. Like,
goes against like China or something. Send him off.
So I can see it.
So obviously, like I said, so Forrest Gump was obviously directed by Robert Zemeckis. And obviously we know what that's about. Obviously Pulp Fiction was Quentin Tarantino, who's an unbelievable director.
Amazing.
And Frank Darabont was obviously Shawshank Redemption. Which was actually an adaptation of a Stephen King's novel.
Yeah, I'm sure
I didn't know that, but personally, just reading that now.
Yeah. A lot of his novels have been adapted.
Did you think Forrest Gump should have won, I suppose?
No, Shawshank, but I don't think you could moan if any of those three won it.
No.
Really?
Maybe, I don't know, I'm looking at now, we're saying they're all amazing, but what about at the time when he first came out? Would you reckon it would have been viewed differently?
Yeah, I could see Shawshank being very popular. I could see Forrest Gump being popular.
I think Pulp Fiction might have been the most popular, maybe.
No, I actually think in that it could have been the opposite, and then it grew. Like some of his films, they don't grow into you appreciate them later.
Yeah.
Like Django and stuff is a bit like but what a film? All his films are
unbelievable. Okay, so we'll roll on a year later, 1995.
Oh, here we go.
So we have Braveheart versus Apollo 13. The winner was Braveheart.
Yeah.
Obviously directed by Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
As we know, it's
phenomenal film.
Historical drama about William Wallace.
William Wallace. And don't get me wrong, pal, you lost to the English.
But obviously Apollo 13 was obviously about the near disastrous 1970 lunar mission.
Yeah.
Okay, which obviously at the time was probably quite popular in there. There was quite a few movies around there.
I like Braveheart. I could understand it winning that though.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't watched Apollo 13 for a while.
No.
But it definitely was a really good movie for what in terms of what it did. But I think Braveheart. I think what it is, it's just such good storytelling. I think movies when it's maybe based on a historical figure aren't always done well.
No,
sometimes.
But when they are, they're fucking brilliant.
Which I think Braveheart was good.
Yeah.
For what it was.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant acting. Had the laughs. Had obviously the real serious bits, but
yeah.
It's good.
One which we will both be a bit like, oh my god, didn't know this. 1998. We're gonna roll on now.
Oh,
okay. Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah.
Versus Saving Private Ryan. And a winner was Shakespeare in Love.
That's just fucking wrong. That is that the Shakespeare in Love with DiCaprio?
I think it was, the Romeo and Juliet one.
No
obviously,
way.
Obviously, it's based on Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, really good film. That no chance in hell.
But Steven Spielberg, Saving Private Ryan, Tom Hanks again.
Tom Hanks, Matt Damon was obviously.
You had.
You have Vin Diesel in it.
I was trying to work off my name. I was going to Pitch Black. But
I can't think of half the other cast names.
There was a lot.
The cast was huge.
Yeah, there was actors there like Vin Diesel and things like who probably weren't massive at the time.
No, they weren't. And
now
grew
you
to
look,
be
you look
big
back, you think,
stars.
oh my god,
I know.
like,
No, yeah, that should have swept.
I think like even now, Saving Private Ryan
Stands up.
it stands up, but like gets to me, especially that scene
course,
when that the guy like you got the kind of scared soldier,
I know.
and the other guy's like putting a knife in
And
his
he's like,
mate, and he's just
what
waiting.
does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because he's saying something in German.
And the knife just slowly goes in,
What
and
does
the
that?
mate's
What does that mean?
good sound
But
effect.
thanks.
Good rendition.
And then you get a bit angry because he walks past a young lad who's just there
Yeah.
on a stairwell who could have saved his mate's
And he walks
life.
past him, he doesn't kill him, does he? With German,
No,
he leaves
no.
him kind of thing. And it's like, and I think that's the old, and I know it's hard, and people might say like they would do it, but the flight or fight mode.
Yeah.
It's kind of like showcasing that. He's obviously, something's hit him, and he's like, I can't go in there and do it. And I like, me and you, we'd be like, what, if someone was doing that to you, I'd jump in there,
yeah.
I'd shoot a guy and all that.
Yeah.
But I suppose sometimes...
it's also easy to say.
Yeah, and
Isn't it?
you just don't know how your body and
No.
how you react to things like that. But
No,
the
yeah.
whole movie...
Oh, it's phenomenal.
So
mate.
good.
And like,
what
yeah.
they do, because obviously it's all about Saving
World
Private
War
Ryan,
Two,
his
yeah,
brother.
yeah, and
Is it
Stephen
two of his brothers, or
three, I
his brothers
think.
die
I
or
think
something?
3 of his brothers.
he was like trying to get
Yeah.
him. Okay, so we jump on to the year 2000. This one didn't surprise me too much, but I don't know, maybe back at the time this other movie was good, but you had Gladiator
Wow.
versus Traffic. So if you don't know Traffic, I don't know, but Steven Soderbergh was the director. It's a complex multi-narrative drama about the drug trade, known for its innovative storytelling, stark cinematography, and unflinching realism. I don't actually know if I've ever seen that film.
There's no way that beat Gladiator, right?
No, Gladiator 1.
Fucking right.
Ridley Scott. Yeah, but I don't know at the time when it
Yeah.
came out if Traffic got a lot of... Because it's 2000, I would have been, about 11, so...
Yeah.
Point when watching it, if it got a lot of traction as well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it probably did. I do remember that even back then, people were like talking about like Russell Crowe because he won the Oscar, didn't he, for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, people were talking like, "Oh, that's a sure bet. That is one of the greatest."
I'm Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yeah, father to a murdered son,
Husband
to a murdered wife. And I will have my, I know we're butchering it. I will have my vengeance in this life or the
When he
next.
does it and Joaquin Phoenix is there and his face like
It's just like, oh,
you should have been dead, like kind of
yeah, I
thing.
know, it's brilliant.
Brilliant.
And every man wishes they could walk in that like wheat field with the hands when they see it.
You've
Just,
seen that
oh,
video,
yeah,
that bloke
the
who's
French
done it?
guy.
Yeah,
the
French guy finds
guy.
it and
He's
this
like,
is her.
oh, he's like, oh,
So good. Yeah, that is an unbelievable
phenomenal.
movie.
It's-
Even at the whole beginning just starts like on my call, not on my call, something on my something in it, unleash hell.
Yeah.
and then like
On my
the
one,
fight
yeah.
against the
Well, the
Barbarians.
barbarian
Yeah.
schools, yeah, like
So yeah, I would agree that would have won it. So now we're going to go to 2004 /
oh
2005.
shit.
You got Crash,
Yeah.
versus one of your favourite movies of all time, Brokeback Mountain.
Our favourite, mate. We fucking not
Yeah.
act like you're part of that.
We've not been up any mountains. All right.
Yeah, we have been in some.
The winner of that was actually Crash. So
Yeah.
Crash was an ensemble drama exploring racial tensions in Los Angeles through interconnected storylines. Again, I don't think that's a film I've seen, but when you compare the two, which one stands out most nowadays, people would recognise Brokeback Mountain.
Well, yeah, I mean, what was your favourite bit about Brokeback Mountain?
I just think it's a very nice Western film.
Yeah, me too. It's a real nice romance.
Yeah, and we'll leave that on that one. But yeah,
I don't know much of Crash,
no, I
to
don't.
be fair.
The next two, I have watched both of these, and I think they're both really good films. So 2010 now, we'll skip on a bit more.
Oh,
The King's Speech versus The Social Network.
King's Speech,
King's Speech
swept.
won.
didn't
Yeah.
it? That's
won.
Colin Firth and the actor Jeff Bush. Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush, yeah. Who also was in like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, what film's there, by the way? Like, you're afraid of getting wet? I love that. Even though it's David Jones.
Yeah.
I that again was one of the films where, you know, sometimes where they're like, that's gonna win it. Smashes the Golden Globes.
Yes.
And then it proceeds to the Oscars. Everyone said he was amazing in that, Colin Firth.
He was, yeah, it was a really good film. I remember. But then I also really like The Social Network, just because purely like our age, obviously Facebook at the time and stuff.
That was
But-
with Justin Timberlake,
Justin
Andrew
Timberlake.
Garfield,
Yeah.
and what's the other guy who's Lex Luthor, Winnie? Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
I can't remember anything over.
If I haven't watched the film, which I haven't,
You can have a look if you want a minute. Well, is it? But yeah, for the people who haven't seen it, for Social Network, obviously about Facebook, I generally think that was a great film because obviously it showcased you had the two brothers, didn't you?
yeah,
Who obviously were at the same university, and then they obviously made it, and then they got like no credit for it, didn't they?
yeah, and he shafted him. Didn't
He shafted Andrew Garfield's character, who obviously in real life I can't remember the name of that person, but the whole kind of, I suppose, the whole kind of conflict.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jason Eisman, yeah, the whole kind of who was also in the Magic films.
Yeah, the Magic films, and he was Lex
Yeah.
Luthor. Yeah.
But I think the whole kind of conflict of like that's how it started up, and it was true to the word in terms of they got shafted and they had the court claims and that whole kind of corporate kind of shit, which goes on probably a lot in companies, like shafting people and like
diluting their shares and stuff.
Like, you sign this and you get so much of it. So I think I actually really enjoyed the whole film.
Yeah.
And it was good. But do you know those two brothers? After they got a payout, didn't they? From they got some money back of it.
Yeah.
They went in and they invested or were part owners of Bitcoin.
Oh.
And they are massive, like
good.
rich now.
Okay.
They're part of like I think they invested early into Bitcoin. It was early back then, and obviously made shitloads of money out of that. So they did right out of it all.
Yeah, fair play.
Very smart brothers, I suppose.
Yeah, well they got to be, aren't they? Yeah.
So that was kind of it, really. There was a couple others on there, but they're not really movies that I'm aware of, and probably not really worth talking about.
Oh shit! You're gonna get a load of people like, what about this?
So unnominated masterpieces. So these are films which were never nominated for Best Pictures. Okay.
Yeah.
Over the last 30 years. So some of these we know, some of them might not know, or you do. So 1998, The Big Lebowski. Okay.
Yeah.
1999, Fight Club.
That's fucking wrong. That is.
What a movie that was.
That is Oscar worthy or Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake! I'm usually so good.
Yeah, you are really good. It's the beer getting to you.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm usually really good at remembering.
That's right. But no, honestly, well, most people know Fight Club. Unbelievably great movie.
Oh, so good. Brilliant concept as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then just skipping through, you got 2001 film called Mulholland Drive. I haven't seen that one.
No.
2006 Children of Men, which I have seen.
Amazing
Which is a great film. That was never nominated.
Again, I'm gonna
Don't worry,
to stop
you don't
saying
have to
that.
name the actors, all right?
But Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Clive Owen.
2007 There Will Be Blood.
Oh, brilliant film.
Yeah. Which was again Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
So he won, but the film didn't win.
Well, you can see that though. He's that good.
Yeah. Arrival 2016, which again was another sci-fi film, which I've seen. Yeah, that was kind of the ones which maybe didn't get nominated for.
Yeah, Fight Club is an injustice.
I think any other movies we might think of now probably have been nominated. But just never won it. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me on that one. Is there, before we kind of get into review the beer, is there kind of any other films? This isn't part of the Q&A. I've got a Q&A for you afterwards, but this might be hard. Kind of any films recently you recommend? Or did you want to go maybe like some top movies that I should see but I haven't seen or something like that?
Okay. Or should I say a few films and you say whether they should have been nominated or not?
Yeah, okay.
If we don't know, you could just say yeah or no anyway.
Yeah. They might
Jurassic Park.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I still think the first one is way better than the others.
The first one is untouchable.
Because the second one, isn't that where they
Lost World?
It goes in like the city or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
It's one of the T-Rex is like outside the house and the kids.
I think that's three. I think that's three.
One, is it? Yeah.
I think in the Lost World where they go back there and the Spinosaurus kills the T-Rex.
Oh, it's slightly. Oh, isn't that when they get trapped, like the airplane crash?
Yeah. I think that's. I don't know.
I might be second. Yeah, we're butchering this, but
yeah.
No, I think, but even I quite like the latest Jurassic Parks.
Yeah, I do like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And some concepts about him was good, but I think the last one, like with him.
I haven't seen the latest one, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think the first one he did when he came out and it's like they go to the Jurassic Park world And you got the
Brilliant.
two like
And they-
brothers, and they get in the ball, and they get trapped.
And they've created this Indominus Rex and
Yeah,
stuff.
and-
That was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Go on then. Any more?
Predator.
You going back? I would say yes, right? Because of it.
I think a lot of people would.
I think, yeah.
I think a lot of people would.
That and like I would say back to you then Alien, like the first Alien,
Yeah.
like Ridley Scott. What's her name?
I have watched Alien once. That was around yours, and I can't remember it. Brenda.
No, not Brenda. Actress. I can't remember. I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
We're fact checking a lot in this episode.
Yeah, we are.
You're gonna
No,
kill- you're gonna
Aliens.
kill yourself.
I mean, Aliens are great films, obviously. Like they got, I think them.
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah, don't worry about that. I think those movies, they got a bit more far fetched as they went on.
Yeah.
Same for the Predator movies. Like the first Predator movie was amazing.
The storyline.
Then the second one,
Yeah.
In the
Loved
City,
Predators
which is great.
though.
Predators was good.
Yeah.
And the new ones which have come out as well, which is really good as well.
Yes.
Anyway, you've got the kind of not like the Indian woman, haven't you? Kind of thing, like American Indian, like kind of woman.
Yeah.
Or no, it's not American Indian. They're like down in the South America, I think it is.
I know. Sorry, it's South
Yeah.
America, but
It's
yeah.
like South America, and then she takes out Predator. They've got a new one coming out.
Okay.
And I've seen the look of the Predator.
All right. Oh no.
And they've changed the look of it, and
Butchered it.
it's meant to be like a younger Predator, and it looks crap to me. They've tried to change it around, but yeah, no, great films.
Okay.
All right, Pitch Black. I'll go over to you on one. Do you reckon that should have been nominated? If it did, I don't know. We were just saying yes or no.
It's hard. Probably yeah, but I don't know what else was around
Yeah.
at the time. Whereas I could say like we said Predator, Jurassic Park. I think probably Certs.
Yeah.
Not sure about Pitch Black. Training Day.
Yes. 100%. What a film that
Yeah,
was.
he won the Oscar for that, but I don't know if the film got.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
yeah.
sure. Not sure. Yeah.
Oh, I love the last scene when he's in the
Jake,
street.
I need that money. Jake, give me money. He's like, you ain't going to shoot me.
Yeah.
You ain't going to shoot no cop in the back like that. He's like, don't do it. And he's like, oh, you motherfucker.
It's so
He's like, you motherfucker. He's like, oh, all right. Jake, I need that money. He's like, and they're like, you can bounce, dog. Right, yeah, we got your back.
Yeah, so that was good. Interstellar.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair, I
Yeah.
rewatched that recently, and I don't know why. I just feel like I love that film, and it's right up there, one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I can't watch it twice, though.
Makes you sad.
Too sad.
Yeah.
It's
I
too
mean,
sad.
Like
Imagine that horrible scene in the hospital.
100%. That's one of his best
Imagine.
movies I think he's done. But yeah, that scene, yeah.
Imagine if that's you, like you're
Come back and, like,
40,
I
45
was, like,
years,
78, 80,
and you're 40 years younger.
yeah.
And then she's like, don't worry, my family's here now. You're like, I'm your freaking dad.
I know.
Like when he's looking behind, he's like, no, don't walk out. Oh,
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, exactly. It's well shot,
Heartbreaking.
that film now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Got any more? Or do you
Not
want
that
to
I can
review it
think
there?
of. We'll review this.
We will review
Schneider Hells.
What are you going to get the Schneider's Hells?
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Well, we still got some for once, which I don't usually have. I don't usually have any beer left by the time we come to review it. Wow, it's very crisp, it's very hops, it's very beer, it's very flour, eggs, and a bit of Marmite.
I went first last time. No, you went first last time.
I went first.
You know what?
Oh, I didn't see that
I
coming.
like that beer. Is it the best?
Nay.
Maybe not. But is it up there with me? Yes.
Oh!
I'm gonna go an 8.85.
8.85.
I like that's a real nice smooth beer. Like
Yeah.
definitely again, like we say with most of these beers, that's definitely a
They're
nice
fucking lush. And thank you again, Beers of Europe. We have our affiliate link on our link tree where we have everything else. There is more stuff that's been added. So please take a look and give us some money.
Yeah.
Um,
You sold it there. Go on.
I am going to give it an 8.72. Yeah, very, very good. It's up there. Like scores, the scores are what they are, aren't they? But
Yeah.
the Monshoff has set the bar, and I don't see much being higher than a
I'm gonna have to
9.08.
get another flip bottle top one.
A flip
different
bottle top,
beer,
yeah.
and
But
see how that
also,
compares against the
I
Monshoff.
also think there's a couple that we've had before, but always out of a bottle. It'd be nice to try it in these proper drinking mugs, like a crisp cold Alhambra. I've said it a few times. The Alhambra is 1906 is also delectable.
Well,
Some good Spanish
it
beers.
might be coming soon.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just give you some quick facts about Schneider's. I know we already voted on it.
Yes.
So it's a traditional Helles lager from Schneider's Land Brewery,
Oh, lovely.
which is a brewery with a long history in Bavaria.
Okay, most of them are, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a pale, malty, and typical crisp beer, which it definitely was. Pours a clear, deep golden to straw yellow colour, which is kind of what you said, with a good white head.
Yeah.
Aroma, malty and grainy aromas, often maybe sweet caramel and flowery, apparently.
I can taste the roses.
And then the taste, smooth, which it definitely was, and
Yeah.
well balanced. There was not a lot of bitterness in that.
Not
at
a
all.
lot of bitterness. Probably like a 5%.
And then it says like grain, malt, subtle sweetness, kind of
Wheat,
like
barley,
flavours and
hops.
stuff like that. Eggs, yeast. And then in your mouth, it should feel generally smooth, full-bodied,
And creamy.
with medium carbonation. Yeah, it was good. It was 4.9%. So
Yeah,
I
lush.
mean, what did it say on the back of the bottle? It said something like, Schneider Helles, as pristine, characteristic, and pure as its homeland, southern Bavaria, brewed with 100% Bavarian ingredients according to an old family recipe.
Oh,
Its straw yellow colour is as impressive as its balanced, refreshing, and highly drinkable aroma with a subtle, malty body and flowery hop aromas. Yeah, pretty much what I just said. isn't it?
amazing.
And also, I think that must be the reason why, right? A lot of these beers are brewed according to Bavarian purity laws.
Yeah.
So that's the Bavarian
That's the
purity
reason,
laws. You know what
yeah.
we guess in the year when that first came out?
1694.
1516.
Bloody hell.
That's-
Bloody
that
hell.
is, it is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Very crazy.
So,
Lush. Very lush. Though.
back to the podcast.
Delicious.
Now we've done the beer. All right, I will scroll down because I have got a Q&A for you, my good sir.
Oh, I do love a Q&A.
All right, some I think you would be quite easy,
Okay.
and some I think might be a little bit hard. I don't know.
Well, they're
we'll
gonna
see how we
be hard,
go. I
aren't
got 20 questions for you anyway, right?
Okay.
You tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
What was the first animated
Shit.
film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards? I can give you a clue. It is in the 90s.
Is there?
Yeah.
Lion King.
No. Beauty and the Beast.
Didn't think it'd be that late, you know?
No, I thought it would have been earlier on.
I was thinking Fantasia.
Yeah, okay. Which actor played the role of Severus Snape in the Harry Potter film series?
Alan Rickman.
It was indeed. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman.
Yeah, great. Phenomenal.
Great actor. I
Yeah.
still remember him from, another great film, Robin Hood.
Oh, yes.
When he was
Yeah.
there, and he was obviously like the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah, yeah.
Robin Loxley was Kevin
Yeah.
Costner.
Yeah.
You had
Great film.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And have you seen obviously the two guys who cut the tree down?
No.
So you
Can't remember.
there's like a famous scene
Yeah.
where he's there with Morgan Freeman, Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
And there's like a big tree.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's got like a low brick wall.
Yeah.
And they kind of go over it. Well, it's quite like a historical tree, kind of like culturally and stuff and all that, and kind of
Yeah.
quite protected.
Yeah.
And two guys, a year ago or more, or something 2 years ago, went up in the middle of the night and
Oh,
cut it down.
wankers.
And they've just been they've been going through like courts and stuff and that, and they've just been like sentenced and stuff and that. for
How
cutting it
long?
down. I don't know. I'd have to Google it.
Should
but
be as long as the tree's been there.
yeah, so they cut it down. I think it was
Wankers.
crazy. Yeah, and they're quite older guys, but not like young.
What?
Yeah, but what classic movie features the line "Here's looking at you, kid"?
Here's looking at you, kid. You're talking old, aren't you?
You kind of said it then in an American accent as well, so it is old. A very classic old film.
Gone with the Wind.
No, Casablanca.
Oh,
Who directed the iconic dinosaur blockbuster Jurassic
Steven
Park?
Spielberg. Yeah.
In The Matrix, what choice does Neo have to make between two coloured pills? So, basically, what are the colours of the pills?
Oh, red and blue.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
What is the name of the great white shark in Jaws?
The name of
The
it.
name of the shark in Jaws, yeah. I can give you a clue on it because I know you've seen the other movie.
Yeah.
There's another movie which is animated with a shark, and his name is the same.
Can't be. It's not what I'm thinking.
No, okay. What are you thinking?
I was thinking Shark and Nemo.
No, not Shark and Nemo. No.
No.
Oh no, is it? No, I can't remember.
Boy
Shall I
or
tell you-
girl's name?
It's a boy's name.
Not Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of
Yeah.
one with Will Smith, the animated one.
No, Shark
They got a
Tale.
few sharks in there. I
Shark
was one of
Tale.
them's called Brucey.
No,
isn't it?
I'm
Or was
not.
that Nemo?
That's Nemo, the
He
great
goes
white shark's
Brucey.
called. Oh, I'm Bruce.
That's it. Yeah. It's Bruce. Yeah.
Okay, get in there.
This is easy as hell. Which Pixar film is set in a world where toys secretly come to life when humans aren't around?
Toy Story.
It is indeed. Who starred as
Shit.
the titular character? Titular, I don't know what it says that, but with scissors for hands in Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands.
Johnny Depp.
It was indeed Johnny Depp.
Come on, baby.
What fictional African country is the setting for Marvel's Black Panther?
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Which actor famously appeared in movies directed by both Quentin Tarantino, Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, and the Coen brothers, Fargo and The Big Lebowski? You would know him and you would know his face, but you probably might not guess him.
Give me two. Samuel L. Jackson.
Nope.
So, say it again.
So he was in Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, and
Yeah.
also in Fargo and The Big Lebowski.
Oh, I can actually see him now. Is it the actor who watched Boardwalk Empire?
No, I don't know. I haven't.
Have you watched?
I might probably-
No, carry on.
Do you want me to tell me? Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi.
Yes.
Is that you
Steve
thinking of?
Buscemi.
Yeah.
He's like got like the big eyes.
Yeah.
I knew it was him.
That's who you're thinking of.
That's
yeah,
who I
yeah.
was thinking of. After Samuel L. Jackson.
What instrument does Jack Dawson play in Titanic?
Oh, fucking hell. I should know this, even though I've only watched it once many years ago.
I probably wouldn't have guessed this myself. I don't think I would have anyway.
It's not piano.
No.
Violin.
No. It's the harmonica.
Yeah. I bet that's so obvious, like the scene as well. But
Yeah.
I just can't remember.
You'll get this one. Which director is known for his signature use of slow motion and stylized violence in films like Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill?
Oh, yeah. Quentin.
Quentin
Tarantula.
What famous tarantula? I know what, I got a fact about a tarantula. Okay.
All right, mate.
As random as was, it came up earlier, right? So this is true, right? So there's kind of mutualism in like the animal world and stuff like that, where things benefit one another. It's like a bee and a flower,
Yeah.
right? So they mutually benefit each other and
yeah.
stuff. So giant tarantulas and certain
Yeah.
specific giant tarantulas actually keep tiny frogs as pets. Okay. So the frog protects the spider's eggs from
Yeah.
insects, and the spider can protect the frog from predators.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How funny.
It's like there's another word of it. It's like
Yeah,
it's like,
what's the word?
there's a word for it, but it's something mutual. It's mutualist, and like obviously they benefit each other. But I saw it earlier, and I was like, well, there's the photo there. You can see. I saw.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Cool.
it's like a spotted frog, and then obviously a lot of the comments were like, some of the comments are like, does the frog even have a choice in this to say no?
I know. Yeah.
And then like they were obviously saying like other
They're
things and stuff.
massive.
Yeah, like should I show it to the camera?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
people,
do it.
people who might be watching this can see.
Do it.
what I'm on about. So that's a giant tarantula, and you can see there's a tiny little spotted frog there. And basically, yeah, they're saying that they mutually benefit each other, which is great. But like I said, yeah, does it have a choice? What happens when the eggs hatch? Is that the end of the frog? Does that contract end?
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's symbiotic.
That's it.
Symbiotic.
That's what it is. Yeah, they help each other out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. All right, back to the questions.
Poor fucking frog, man.
I know. Doesn't have a choice. Is
No.
he a prisoner? Is he like?
Yeah, I know.
What famous line is spoken by Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2: A Judgment Day when he leaves a building?
I'll be back. It's not, is it? 'Cause
No.
you said Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Say it again. Oh, fuck. Stupid fucker. uh,
I probably would have guessed the same for you. I would have guessed the same of what you probably said, but it's not.
oh, it's not. Get my coat.
No.
My jacket
It's
now.
a famous line. Hasta la vista, baby.
Fucking dumbass twat prick wanker.
Name of the adventurous archaeologist played by Harrison Ford.
Oh, Indiana Jones.
He is indeed Indiana Jones. Which
Hasta la
fantasy
vista.
film features Dorothy and her dog Toto traveling to the land of Oz?
The Wizard.
The
of
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one you won't get because you said you've only watched it once. What is the name of the spaceship boarded by the crew in Alien?
Fulham and Hay.
Close. No. It was the Nostromo. You're definitely
No.
Who wrote the famous novel The Lord of the Rings, which was adapted into a major film trilogy, as we know?
Good old Tolkien. J.R.R.
J.R.R.R. Tolkien. Yeah. Which city is the primary setting for the film Die Hard? So obviously you've got Nakatomi Plaza, which is where obviously it was, obviously the building. But what city is that in America?
Give me two guesses. It's not New York.
Not New York. No.
Chicago.
No. It was L.A.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
Los
should have
Angeles.
been my second guess.
That's fine. In the DC comic universe, what is the civilian name of Batman's butler? And I want the full name.
Fucking hell.
You know his first name.
Yeah, well, Alfred Pennyworth.
It is Alfred
Yeah,
Pennyworth.
yeah.
There you go. Well done.
I thought you were going to include middle names.
No, just that. And then, what movie features a character who states, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." That was the end of your 20
Yeah,
questions.
that's good. I got about 17 right, I think, there.
So, kind of big film talking points then.
Oh, all right.
Just kind of like, I suppose, from when we were younger, and obviously there'd be people listening to this might be a lot older and
Yeah.
how they think,
Yeah.
how things have changed potentially, and kind of your thoughts on it. Okay. Or
Sure.
both our thoughts on it,
Yeah,
really.
both our thoughts.
So stuff like I was just kind of researching a couple of things. So the dominance of like franchise films. Okay, so Marvel, for example, and
wow.
Star Wars.
Comic book as well.
So do you think they're a good thing for cinema, or do you think they kind of overshadow maybe original ideas which are coming out, or is that just what audience want? So Marvel, the amount of films they've made,
yeah.
is that then overshadowing maybe someone who's brought out a new movie which is like kind of like an original idea, and they don't get the traction they should have got maybe because these franchises have now started to kind of pick up and take over a little bit?
I don't think so. I think, at the end of the day,
Because you probably didn't have it back in the day. So if you had an original movie come out,
Yeah.
it would more likely get recognised at an Oscars or something. Whereas like you bring out a new Marvel from that, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's amazing. It's like up there. And
true, but how many of these Marvel films or actors have won Oscars from the films?
Yeah, no,
Can't
yeah,
name
no, I
any,
agree
can
with
you?
that. Yeah, no, not off the top of my head. No, probably not.
Downey hasn't. Chris Hemsworth hasn't. Like most of the actors, they haven't
Yeah.
won the Oscars. They've got the traction from a marketing point of view.
Yeah.
They have, but as a member of the public, you're gonna go and watch that film once.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see it. So other films that are coming out all other days of the year, they're not stopping you, really, are they?
No.
So I don't think so, because you can access so much on the internet now. It only will get out there more than the other films.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
money they can pump behind it to promote it a lot more than maybe
Yeah.
like an original film. Like some of the best films. Why have I forgot the name? Which I loved. It was on a low budget. The one with the wolves and stuff and that.
Grey.
No, not the grey. The one with the giant wolves and they're against the soldiers and stuff and that. It's not
Dog
Reservoir Dogs.
Soldiers?
Dog soldiers.
Yeah.
A film which was like that
Yeah.
when it came out. You didn't have all that, but it was
It's
such
highly,
a low budget.
It's really high
highly
acclaimed
rated and
now.
stuff. Yeah. Things like that. That was a good film. I remember that. When
Yeah.
he gets,
I
he gets
know.
out of the house or something,
I
like that,
know.
gets to the
Just like-
car,
just, oh.
and in the rearview mirror, like, oh
I
shit. It's like-
know.
Yeah, that's good.
Dead Man's Shoes as well.
Yeah. Okay. What about So obviously we've had COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had that.
Yeah.
And that obviously put a lot of things like restaurants and cinemas kind of back a little bit. People weren't able to go and stuff. So do you think that people are coming back post-pandemic? Is it getting the big traction of, let's have a cinema night and go to the movies?
Yeah.
Because obviously
I think
imagine
that
some
was
cinemas
quite popular when you could go to cinema again.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was in the news. Like a lot of people going to cinema and stuff. And like, the last...
I can't remember the last time I went to a cinema though to watch
No,
a film.
I can't. I got to be honest. But last like 3-4 years, like there's some films that have smashed box office.
Yeah.
Like Avatar 2, like some of the Infinity Wars and that, Spider-Man, No
Yeah.
Way Home and that. And so it's still like, people are going out a bit more.
Which I suppose then gets me onto, like, I was going to skip onto it, but in terms of that, because like Gladiator 2, right? When that came out in the cinema, I was like, I want to go see that in cinema. I think that would be amazing to see in the cinema. I never went and watched it. I think we were going to go or something. But we never went.
Yeah.
But then, not that long after, it's on Sky anyway.
I know.
Sky Cinema.
It's
So,
not
like,
long.
do you think, from when it used to be before, remember sometimes it take forever
Ages.
for a
months.
movie, it'd be in a cinema
It'd be
for
months.
a long time.
Yeah.
And then it would come out, like, you can watch it at home. So
Yeah.
do you think that's good or bad, that it's gotten shorter now, and they're just pumping it out a lot quicker?
Oh, great for the public, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Would you think it takes it away from the cinema?
Yeah, it does. But I mean, they're still going to get the revenue from it, sometimes even more.
Yeah.
Maybe not more, I guess, because it's like one purchase per household. But still.
Yeah, because I suppose it's kind of like, if Gladiator 2 was still, when it came out, but say 3 months later, I want to go watch it. I can't watch it on cinema. I have to go to the cinema to watch it if I want to.
You're more likely going to,
end up going to the cinema then.
Yeah, no, you're right. I can see that.
Which then brings on to the next one. It's kind of what we all do. Probably everyone listening to this has probably got an Amazon Prime or got a Netflix. Streaming and the originals, because now Netflix, they make all their own original loads of films, and same for Amazon, like an Amazon exclusive, or it's a Netflix kind of exclusive. Get my words exclusive. Do you think they're good or bad in terms of?
Yeah, again, I am one of those that are not fussy about it. If it's good, I'll watch it.
Yeah, they bring out some. When they first came out, obviously it was like you could only hire movies which have, you streaming movies which have been out already, or like kind of, again, it's been in cinema, you got to wait a while, but now they
got a massive budget now.
They got their own actors.
Pay the actors,
they're pumping out their own movies, so you can only watch it on Netflix, you can watch it on Amazon or whatever and that.
Yeah, no,
I like them.
I like it.
And I think there's some great movies on there.
Definitely. I agree.
I can't remember what the last one I watched. What was the last one I watched? I watched it with Claire. I can't remember what it was now. It's got Anna Kendrick in it and Blake Lively.
That's real recent, isn't it?
Yeah, the second one's just come out.
Oh, right.
I've
seen it advertised.
Oh, I can't remember. Something Favor? Simple Favor.
Okay.
Simple Favor is what called Claire. I would have been killed in it. The first one was really good, and then the second one's come out, and it's a really good film. So if you haven't watched it, I was the last movie I actually watched, actually, I think.
Nice,
That
well
one.
done.
It was good.
Nice.
What about kind of AI? So I haven't looked into it much, but apparently there's a lot of AI used now in kind of screenwriting, obviously visual effects, and even kind of acting, apparently.
All right.
And it's quite a controversial topic.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it much, but apparently it is. Because obviously, I imagine it's like AI doing our jobs or something.
Yeah.
It's going to like push you out a little bit
Of
more.
course
So
it
if
is.
you've got AI, you can go on AI and just say, write me a film.
A script.
Yes.
Yeah, write me a script.
All your screenwriters have got.
Yeah, I know.
You don't need them.
Yeah.
Or visual effects. Your visual effect people have got.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, well, it's definitely taking over jobs.
I think there's a good and bad of
There is
AI.
a
if
good
it's used
and bad.
correctly, because
Yeah.
we've used AI on
Yeah,
things
for
now,
like
and I don't
information.
think it's not always
No,
going to be right.
no, it's not.
It's
but,
always down to the prompts you give it
Yeah, it is.
to get the right results.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. But I think there's endless possibilities of where it could go, isn't there?
yeah,
It's a magpie world war going on in the garden here.
scrapping.
Scrapping. Yeah, no. Yeah, at the moment, like we've used AI for stuff to help with the podcast, like no scripts or anything like that, but just ideas and stuff, which is great. But there could be a point where dun 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 Terminator comes a knocking.
What about then? This is kind of the last one in here. What's your thoughts on remakes and reboots of kind of movies?
again, I really don't mind it as long as this.
So like they did a remake of like Blade Runner, didn't they?
Yeah, I think
Like
if
War Roads has been done a few times and
if
stuff.
if
and
they
that,
try and stay true to the story, or they try and like, it's a little bit like different but still true to story or a different thing. I think it's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Again, if it's good, I'll watch it. If it's bad, I'll be like, "Oh, you motherfuckers!"
I imagine they brought out like, right, this is gonna be controversial for you, a remake of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Now that would have to. I don't know how. That would have to be something epic to make that any better.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
they tried to do it, you know what I mean? Like something
definitely.
like that. I think something like that you could
Yeah.
never do.
No.
So that's where we're kind of like there's a give and take.
Exactly. But imagine they cast it amazing. You watch it, you're like, this is really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you welcome it into the world of what was already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Like
50-50 now,
a lot of Star Wars fans have not welcomed the last 3 films, have they? No.
Okay, right. I was going to do Mandela Effect, but I'm going to conspiracy, I think.
Okay.
Instead. There was a couple of Mandela Effects, anyway. I can talk about a couple of them. I was going to talk about... So, one of the biggest ones is Star Wars.
Yeah.
When everyone thinks he says, Luke, I'm your father. It's not actually correct. He actually says, no, I am your father.
Right.
So the Mandela Effect is of everyone obviously thinks that he says Luke, but he doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't say Luke, I am your father. He says no, I am your father. There was a big
Really?
Mandela Effect about it, yeah. Apparently, like there's a lot of yeah. It's one of the biggest biggest ones.
Is that true?
Yeah. Which is good, yeah, because I always feel like everyone when you grow up, you're like, oh yeah, Luke, I am your father, but apparently it says no, I am your father. It's the Mandela Effect.
It is useless to resist. Don't let yourself be destroyed.
You're here because of the Nelson Mandela effect.
Probably, yeah.
Sorry, just a bit of... Just watching the scene now.
So, I don't know. It depends on, yeah.
You do not yet realize your importance. You have only begun to discover your power.
Interesting. The original VHS release, Darth Vader says, Luke, I am your father.
That's what people, yeah.
Yeah. Crikey.
But apparently now you watch it, it's like, no, I am your father. But there's a few like that. Like,
How funny.
yeah, there's a few like that. There's a few different ones. There was some movies which very small, like the box of chocolates one. Apparently there was one change of word.
Right.
What people used to think what he said
Right.
to what he
Okay.
actually was said in Forrest Gump.
Do you think some of these are just people wanting to be like create stuff out of nothing as well?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of Mandela effects in movies and out of movies. Where,
Yeah.
like I've been like, no, that's not right. Like I remember it being like that back
Yeah.
then. You go back and say, oh no, it wasn't. And
Yeah, but when they digitally remaster stuff, that is when they have...
yeah. So
Yeah. Interesting.
okay. So
Mandela.
conspiracies. Apparently, these are these not conspiracy movies, which are good because
These are all of Sean's conspiracies.
These are not my conspiracies.
Number 1, flat
You can
Earth.
see there, I've gone on to The Independent.
I just saw. Well, she was Brokeback Mountain outtakes.
These are apparently fan conspiracies or things which have kind of gone round.
Let's dance.
So, the Pixar theory. Okay, you probably maybe know this one as well.
I
but
do not.
Apparently, that
I don't.
Pixar, they all appear within the same kind of canon universe. So, it doesn't say much on here, but when you've got like the pizza van is in different ones, and then
Yeah.
I think Pixar actually shared a video in 2017 which confirmed it as well, apparently. That they are all, because you've got certain characters are actually seen in other different movies and stuff and that.
I'm sure my Lids were watching a film or something, and she was like, "Oh, they're in that,
Yeah.
because she had read about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it was like a theory, but that one actually apparently got confirmed by Pixar. But
Yeah. Fair play.
there was a big video you can see of all these Easter eggs, and it show you
Yeah.
where they all are and stuff. And it's a film by something Pixar have put up on like YouTube.
Okay,
so you can find that,
interesting.
okay? This one was a bit of a weird one.
Oh yeah.
The famous Jar Jar Binks is actually a Sith Lord.
Right.
So the theory kind of is that even though he's like buffoonish, and obviously he's like clumsy and all that he was actually a skilled villain the whole time. There are a number of kind of pieces for it, or kind of supporting evidence. So his kind of chaotic kind of movements
Yeah.
that he actually manages to shockingly defeat opponents by doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, it kind of resembles kind of some sort of fighting, drunken kind of fighting,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of boxing.
Drunken master.
He uses hand gestures a lot when trying to convince people to do things,
Yeah.
which is like what Jedi mind trick does.
Yeah.
He ends up insinuating himself into like the senators, and
Yeah.
obviously, ultimately, he puts Palpatine
Yeah.
into control of the in control of the Senate. And obviously
Hilarious.
so there's these like kind of things you
Hilarious.
pushing. You think, oh, like potentially. So
Yeah. That would
do
be.
you think it's far fetched?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But it's a cool theory, isn't
Well,
it?
people are thinking like those kind of
Yeah.
things together.
Yeah.
Like,
Very cool.
what else we got in here? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, crikey.
It's not actually a reward, but a punishment.
Ooh.
And that Willy Wonka is a sicko, apparently.
All right.
Obviously, he spends the majority of the films kind of, when you watch it, obviously with the Johnny Depp one
Yeah.
is the one I really like and stuff and that.
Yeah.
But all the greedy kids obviously get
Yeah.
punished,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
they? Like,
Yeah.
Gustus gets sucked up by the chocolate.
Yeah.
The other one turns into, she has chewing gum. So
Yeah.
it's a big like blue.
Yeah.
Press right. The other one falls down the hole with the
Yeah,
squirrels
that's right. Yeah.
and things like that. So
Okay.
yeah. So
I
it
can
says
see
obviously
that.
he rewards Charlie
Yeah.
so basically what they're trying to say is that I suppose when you get the ticket, it's not a reward, it's a punishment. Mm-hmm. But obviously Charlie ends up getting the chocolate factory inherited to him at the end because he's pure heart. He's not the
Yeah.
greedy one and
No,
stuff
you
like
can
that.
see that as being true.
Yeah. Aladdin. Apparently, there's one wish left in Aladdin. So it says, at the start of Disney's animated classic Aladdin, down on his luck, obviously Aladdin discovers a magic lamp and uses his first wish to ask the genie to make him a prince. This happens, of course, and he's transformed into Prince Ali Ababa, whatever it is. Ababa?
Prince Ali
Well,
Ababwa.
yeah, there you go. Intending to court, obviously, Jasmine. As the plan goes awry, he has to use up his second wish to save his own life.
Yeah.
After using a third and final wish to free the genie,
Yeah.
all ends up happily after all. The Sultan allows Aladdin and Jasmine to marry anyway, turning him into a prince. Given that the genie has the ability to see centuries into the future, it's entirely possible that everything that happens after wish number one was simply a means of transforming Aladdin into a prince, which would also mean that he still has one wish remaining at the end of the story. No. No, it's fun. That
No,
sounds a bit far-fetched, yeah.
he became a prince there and then, didn't he?
Yeah. Toy Story. Andy's parents are divorcing.
I thought he was only ever a man.
Andy and his family exist on the periphery of the first three films, but despite their monolithic importance to Woody and co, regardless, fans have basically claimed to track a narrative running through the glimpses we get of Andy's life, and
Yeah.
it's not an entirely happy one. It's hardly an open and dry case, but there are some reasonable, sturdy bits of evidence. The fact that Andy's father is never seen,
Yeah.
and the lack of a wedding ring on the mother's finger.
Oh.
That's basically that one.
Yeah. Well, that's that then. Poor
on
Andy.
here? Mad Max. There's only one story of Mad Max.
Right.
So basically, the world seems to change between each film, as does Max himself,
Yeah.
obviously. Okay. What is intriguing, the theory claims, is that all films are in fact the same story about the same man, but only told by different people.
Different perspectives.
Yeah, so in this interpretation, the story of Mad Max
pretty
is something
cool.
like a folk legend, a tale that keeps being reshared with a different spin on it.
I think that's cool.
It's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's cool. Some of these theories or stories are very cool.
There's Bond one. Like, there's a Bond one. I saw it on it, and I think I don't think it's a theory anymore because they've kind of confirmed it in the latest films. But obviously, I can't remember the actress name, but she's a brilliant actress because she was in the other thing with Eddie Redmayne recently. I mentioned before the TV series where he's like the assassin. She's like the cop. I can't remember her name, but anyway, in the latest kind of Bond films where Bond, spoilers, ends up dying. She's obviously 007, but when he's out of it, she is 007, right?
Yeah.
So the fan theory is that 007 isn't like one person. So when you've got Sean Connery and Roger Moore, it's not just the same person.
Yeah.
It is just a code name for different
Yeah,
spy
you
each
can
time.
see
So it's
that,
not like
yeah.
James Bond's one person throughout
Yeah.
all the 23 movies.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
obviously
No,
we see
yeah,
it
no.
here.
I almost thought that.
It's just like a code name
Yeah.
given to that spy.
I think that is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fact, though, is it
Yeah,
not?
it is. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It's kind of got confirmed, but there was like
Yeah.
people saying about it on that one. The Blair Witch Project. There is no Blair Witch. I mean, when that film came out, like the camera, like doing it from the perspective of that was
Yeah.
quite cool, but also like,
Amazing.
I want to watch the movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
If you don't know what the Blair Witch is, it's kind of like these guys kind of go out camping, don't they? And they've
Yeah.
got the camera.
Yeah.
And apparently there's this witch who's like kind of following them and
Yeah.
ends up like taking them out. But some fans have theorized that the creature does not in fact exist.
No shit.
So
I said no shit.
Inception, the totem. Okay.
Okay.
It's an interesting one. So obviously Christopher Nolan, if you've not seen Inception, is where they kind of dive into dreams of people. and stuff like
Amazing
that.
film.
A dream inside a dream.
Yeah.
A great film.
That
Great
should have
cast.
been nominated.
They're obviously characters are told to create a personalized totem, aren't they, to help them determine
Yeah.
if they're in a real world or if they're in a dream.
Yeah.
So it's suggested in a film that DiCaprio's totem was the spinning top.
Yeah.
Because he spins at the end.
Yeah.
But because he inherited from his late wife, Mal.
Yeah.
But it's the spinning top it is obviously the spinning top which the film had ended, but audience are unsure whether Cobb is still in the dream world or not. Because it ends, doesn't it? You don't know if he is or not. Because it kind of like goes like that, wobbles, but you don't know what happens. But many viewers have pointed out that Cobb would have had his own totem, with some suggesting, in fact, it was his ring, his wedding ring. And in the final scene, Cobb is seen without his ring, suggesting that he is satisfied that his reality is the real deal.
Yeah, okay.
So
He's in a few films like that, DiCaprio, like Shutter Island
yeah,
as well.
what a
And he
film
ended
that
on
was.
that because you're thinking he's insane, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then he goes there at the end, he's like, what do you think's worse? And what does he say? It's like to live a lie or something, or live as a monster or die as a good man.
Yeah.
And his partner's like, oh shit. And they realise he's fine.
Yeah.
He's been acting this whole time. He just couldn't live with the death of the wife and the children.
That's it.
Phenomenal film. That is.
Unbelievable film.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how they all
We're
part of the story.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
the like
All
the
of them.
doctors, and,
All
like,
of them.
all that, all
They're
part of
paid,
it to make
yeah.
it for him. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So Jurassic Park. So you can remember the beginning of the original Jurassic Park. Dr. Grant, obviously,
Yeah.
Sam Neill was great.
Yeah.
He kind of, I can't remember this, but he scares like a child using a velociraptor claw.
Yes.
So the theory is that that child is actually Chris Pratt's Owen Grady in the new films.
Okay.
So the ages,
That's pretty
apparently
cool.
the ages match it up,
Yeah.
and it would certainly explain why he has good respect for the Raptors.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. See, stuff like that I like.
Yeah.
But I would choose to believe that.
So Star Wars Episode 8.
Oh, no.
I know, the not so good ones. Snoke is actually Plagueis. So Plagueis is like kind of a Darth Plagueis, is like a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
So the backstory is that obviously Supreme Leader Snoke is left frustratingly vague in Star Wars, kind of
Yeah.
through years.
Yeah.
Obviously Andy Serkis played him, a
Yeah.
phenomenal actor.
Phenomenal.
with Gollum and stuff
Phenomenal.
like that. However, some fans
Caesar.
suggested that he was in fact the much talked about Darth Plagueis.
Interesting.
So Palpatine's former master.
Okay.
So obviously you've got Palpatine, then obviously Darth Vader,
Yeah.
but apparently Plagueis is
Okay.
what he was.
That's cool.
So, which Palpatine apparently killed,
right.
and that would soon explain the scarring on his body, and that Snoke's kind of motive, his fans also identified in Revenge of the Sith, seen covering Plagueis. I don't know. It's kind of what I'm saying there, but
Okay.
I think that is that's the last ones. There's a couple
Nice.
of ones in there, but they're not really worth talking about.
Yeah.
So that was kind of it, really. So,
Yeah, that was cool, man.
really, in terms of before we end on this one,
Yeah.
I suppose pick a film, you listeners, that we haven't maybe discussed.
Yes.
Should
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Would be a good one.
It would. Yeah, send it in. Definitely.
send it in.
Send your suggestions in and we will do a review.
And if any of our information is incorrect, send that in for a debate, because
Yeah.
we'll discuss that.
we know it's not.
And just I suppose send in like your favourite movies, really. Like,
Yeah, let us know. Let
and
us
they
know.
don't have to be Oscar winning.
Yeah, let us know what your top 3 is, top 3 actors, top 3 films, top 3 series. We would love to read it
Yeah.
and discuss.
But that's it, really.
So,
I got nothing else to say.
No,
so,
that was a
other than
great
like I said, we went
episode,
through
Doc.
the Oscars, went through kind of why it started, the
Yeah.
winners, the near misses,
Yeah.
a bit of a Q&A, which you did very well on, actually.
Yeah, I got 17, maybe 18 right.
I think you did quite well. Yeah, and then obviously a couple of conspiracies.
Yeah, love it.
Fan conspiracies.
Love a good conspiracy. Hey. If you enjoyed listening to that, obviously we're doing it every week. We'll have a few segments coming out. And don't miss our Wing Roulette Challenge, which we'll be doing shortly. Remember, all of our socials, links and everything is on our link tree where you can find us. Comment, follow, subscribe, interact, everything. We love to hear from you.
And on that, we'll see you next
See you on the next one. Cheerio.
Bye, everyone.
Good shit, dog.